Ukraine's president tells Trump to his face that he doesn't want to be involved in U.S. elections.
Here's a summary of the article.
That was Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's central message about U.S. elections as he met with President Donald Trump for the first time on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York City on Wednesday, amid somewhat awkward and dramatic circumstances. Zelensky also rejected the notion that he was pushed in any particular direction during his phone call with Trump in late July that's been tied to an escalating scandal over a whistleblower complaint from an intelligence official. "I think you read everything. I think you read text. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be involved to democratic, open elections of USA," Zelensky told reporters. Over the past week or so, reports have indicated that Trump repeatedly urged Zelensky to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden over the ousting of a prosecutor who at one point oversaw investigations into a Ukrainian natural gas company whose board Hunter was on. Congressional lawmakers have expressed concerns that Trump dangled military aid to coerce Zelensky to investigate Biden. The notes on the phone call released by the White House on Wednesday appeared to confirm reports that Trump repeatedly pressured Zelensky to investigate Biden and that military aid was mentioned. The memo includes Trump asking Zelensky to do him a favor and at other points asking Zelensky to work with his personal lawyer Rudy Giuliani and Attorney General William Barr to investigate the Bidens.
This post received a score of 47,017, with an upvote ratio of 85%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
He said it with implied quotation marks. Open, democratic.
It'd be funny if he did, but he was clearly struggling with English, so it's entirely possible he was just enunciating for clarity.
He gave Trump some shit. Guy has some guts. Clearly aware of the leverage he possesses. If nothing else, it's incredibly dumb that Trump gave him this leverage in exchange for a talking point on Biden.
Speaking as a Ukrainian, Trump is about as detested here as in any Western European country. Bending over to Trump would have severely damaged Zelensky's ratings, and for very little gain. The conflict in the East is more or less frozen, so military aid is not a matter of life and death. I'm almost certain that nothing will happen over here and Zelensky will just spin some non-committal BS if Trump pesters him about it again. Helping Trump is just a terrible long-term strategy in many ways, and Zelensky will easily see this.
Since you're Ukrainian, could you tell me what the perceived relationship between Zelensky, Poroshenko, and Putin is where you're from? I've read that Zelensky was helped into power by Putin against Poroshenko, but also that Poroshenko had friends in Russian oligarch circles. Are they actually all independent from each other, or is there some behind-the-scenes coordination that might be happening?
The whole "Zelensky is a puppet of Putin" is just bad propaganda, solely based on logic. Poroshenko is a nationalist, therefore anybody else is an enemy of the country, and a few bad jokes he has made about Ukraine years ago. He has done nothing to indicate any pro-Russian bias, and there is no reason to think he had external help with winning. He has been the favorite to win, by a large margin, since announcing his candidacy. It's the first time I hear about Poroshenko having Russian oligarch friends. Again, no reason to think he had a pro-Russian bias. I hate the man and the vast majority of his policies, but I can't point to anything he had done and say, yes, this was done to help Russia.
Just wanted to put this out there, I've been rooting for Ukraine since 2014. I'm immensely proud of you guys' resistance to Russia and your attempts to tear the corruption out of the heart of your country. Fight on, bud. We'll try to follow your lead on our side of the pond.
Those who live in Crimea are Ukrainian, no?
Depends who you ask. It is a region with a lot of pride in itself. Cut off to some extent from both Russia and Ukraine. Some would identify as Russian, others Ukrainian, some would dispute either and say they are Crimean.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.